Hello, I'm Kevin Ye, VP of Sales with Ignite Consulting Group, developers of the hot sauce software.
And I'm Mackenzie Stutz, and I am the marketing coordinator for Ignite Consulting.
We have a very special episode today as we are joined by one of the most successful hot sauce users across the country. Our guest today is Flora Harrington with the Countertop Factory Midwest. Say hello, Flora.
Hi, everyone.
So, Flora, tell us a little bit more about yourself. How long have you been with the Countertop Factory, and what is your role there?
I've been with the Countertop Factory about a little over 3 months, or a little over 3.5 years. And I'm the project verification sales specialist. So I handle most of the big box store accounts. I contact the customers, make sure that they have the checklist of things that they need for their appointments. And those are opportunities for hot sauce sales.
Great. So you are really the glue that keeps everything together. So,
Yes.
Flora does about 30% of the hot sauce sales for the Countertop Factory, but more impressive number is she has sold almost $200,000 in hot sauce in the past 9 months. Flora sells almost $20,000 a month in hot sauce. So, Flora, the first question, of course, is what is the secret to your hot sauce sales success?
So for me, I really think the secret is listening to the customer, listening to what their needs are, and then just implementing those items as I'm going through that checklist.
Wow, okay, that's great advice. So can you tell me what it was like back in October when you first got started? I ask this because I think that the first sale is always the hardest and the most uncomfortable. But what was it like for you, and what advice would you give to others who are just getting started?
Well, I was definitely very nervous. I didn't want to come across as too pushy, to the customers, but I felt like as I was going through the checklist, I had to have that confidence, and I took a leap, and I just, I went through those items and suggestions. And I feel like the way that I described them to the customer weren't sounding like I was trying to push them on. It was my approach. So, for example, if someone, had an undermount sink, I could give them that visual of what to expect for the cutout as a square polished sink, and why they would need that chip minimizer to help protect the top part, right? So I think that giving them the visual over the phone is kind of the hard part, but I've kind of changed it. I'm still changing it. There's things that work better than others when you're describing things. And I think that as you kind of, go along, when you're describing things, customers can visualize, yes, you're right, I do need that, for an example, I guess.
Great.
Right. And Flora, one of the questions that we get from our hot sauce users is, do you ever get uncomfortable adding a product into a customer's cart or an order? Being someone so successful at selling hot sauce, I think we're all kind of curious to see how you feel about that, or how you get past that.
Well, I do explain to the customers when I'm talking to them that, what the price that they've received was an estimate. The job is always requoted after that final measure and everything's finalized at that point. So anything that they've added on would be, credited, or they removed credited or an overage, to be, oh my gosh, let me start over.
Yeah, no worries.
So when I do talk to a customer, I do mention that they will receive a phone call within about 2 business days after that measure, where they go over the final order with them. So anything that they've added on, they make those adjustments, with the store. So to me, I think that I'm setting that expectation that this is an estimate, and that, when after the measure, everything's finalized, at that point, they'll have that final number. And then then we're all on the same page. But I don't really get a sense of uncomfortableness with the customers. I feel like I can read people pretty well. So if I could tell if someone's in a rush, and
Right.
they're mentioning, I've got to sell this place, I've got to get out of here, trying to save every dollar. Maybe I won't spend as much time on that person. I might mention a few things, but to someone that's open listening, has questions, I'm listening to them and their needs, and and then that's when I move in.
Right. That's awesome. And also, I know that you're based in the office compared to like a field measurer or an installer. What do you find yourself selling most or focusing on to customers?
Chip minimizer is the one of the better sells. I don't want to say the easiest. I don't want to jinx myself, but I do find a lot of success with that. Your checklist. We all, as fabricators, have that checklist of what we need for measure, right? We need cabinets installed. We need the sink and faucet there, and we need to know that appliance information. So within that checklist there, those are all things that we have hot sauce items for. So as you're going through that checklist with them, whether you're meeting someone face to face in a showroom or over the phone, you're asking those questions, right? So they have an undermount sink. Well, did you know about the chip minimizer? Are you doing a backsplash? Even if you're just doing a quote for someone, are you doing a 4-inch backsplash, or are you going to be tiling the back wall? We offer these services. Maybe you could suggest full heights. The more that you kind of go into the order with the customer, the more services you'll find that they potentially need, like plumbing or removal, all of that stuff. So I think asking those questions are real important, and listening is the most important, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a really great advice, Flora. I didn't even think about it, but in every step of this very, very complicated countertop process, there is a corresponding hot sauce offering you can add on to it, right? Whether it's before, during, or after,
Right.
there's opportunity every step of the way to sell hot sauce. So that was some really great advice.
Yeah.
Are there any final words or anything else you would tell our new customers or existing customers and users of hot sauce about how to help them be most successful?
Well, I would just say be confident, be confident in yourself. I mean, what's the worst thing a customer can tell you is no, right? At least you asked, you offered. And I feel like once you get your first, 1 or 2 here or there, it's going to become more natural for you, where it's going to feel like you're not even selling. And I feel like I've gotten to that point. And yeah, it takes time, but you just have to take that leap, and you'll surprise yourself. And with the amount of sales that you'll actually do, and that in itself will give you that incentive to want to do more and let those customers know what's out there, because they don't know. The stores sell the jobs, and I feel like when they get to me, I feel like it's my job to kind of educate them, right, and just kind of go over everything, those checklists. So within that, going over the checklists is where I'm implementing those items. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity out there for whether you work in the office, you're a measure tech, you're a project manager, you're a salesperson. So, and I think the repetitiveness too, where the customers, maybe it's mentioned at the sale, and then it's brought up again at the project download when you're going through the order with the customer, and then the measure guide comes out. So that repetitiveness also helps. I don't feel like, I would say 99% of the customers I talk to, maybe 1% of them, is maybe a little annoyed, where they feel like you're getting, oh gosh, they didn't tell me about that, or here we go with the this and the that, and then I kind of like, I'll just back off,
Right. I think the key took away there, Flora, was when you mentioned confidence. Right?
Yeah.
We all tell our hot sauce users that, look, our customers see us as the expert. Let's confidently be the expert, right? Let's advise them on the things they could get, they should get, they might want to get. So I think that's some great advice. Just have confidence when you go into it.
Right.
Well,
yep,
Flora,
exactly.
Thank you so much for your time today. Mackenzie and I
Thank you.
a lot. You are successful for a reason, and thanks for sharing your wisdom with our other hot sauce users.
Thank you, guys. Good luck and good selling.
Laura.
Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.